Hey guys, a little bad news today. I'd say more than bad, but some breaking news. C10 Talk. I just am now hearing this as well in the last couple hours. And our friends, I would say our partner, obviously a sponsorship partner, and really with C10 Talk and the podcast from the beginning. I reached out to AccuAir. Back then it was Ben and said, hey, this is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to read to you really quick what is being sent out to the dealers, the partners, and the friends. And I do, if you hear it in the background, I have Travis from AZ Pro, Travis Delgarian on, and we're going to talk to him a little bit. So that phone ringing is everybody calling him about AccuAir. You can hear that in the background. But I'll turn you down a little bit here, Travis, if you got anything you need to do here. But I'm just going to read this really quick. Okay, to our dealers, partners, and friends. With very heavy hearts, we must announce that AccuAir suspension is permanently closed due to the economic impact of COVID-19 pandemic. The forced shelter-in-place order by the state of California with an unknown return date has proven too much to endure. Our dedicated team, members, founders, fought relentlessly, but a final decision from our investors forced this devastating outcome. Words cannot express the gratitude that we have for our loyalty and support throughout the years. You helped make this possible for AccuAir to create the most innovative products in the industry. Although the end is bitter, our role in making aftermarket air suspension grow from a niche to mainstream was pretty sweet, and none of it could have been done to accomplished without you. We hope that you and your family stay healthy throughout this pandemic and can prosper on the other side of this tragic time for our country and world. Reno, Dustin, Keith, Ernie, Sean, and the entire AccuAir team. Let's see here. It goes throughout to say AccuAir is entering Chapter 7, Bankruptcy Protection. If you have an open order that has been prepaid with AccuAir and have not requested a chargeback from your credit card company, then you will be contacted by the bankruptcy court by mail. We understand that this is terrible news and has significant impact on your business, which Travis is obviously going to be working through that. The entire AccuAir team was laid off, including AccuAir's founders, after 18 years of blood, sweat, and tears. So there are no winners in this unfortunate situation, and that's very important to relay to you guys. It's not like AccuAir, it's not like Reno or Dustin is taking off with a bunch of money. As you process this news and what it means for your business, please be aware that nobody you worked with on the AccuAir team was aware of this possibility prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. So, shittynews.com. Travis, you obviously got this same letter. What's your thoughts, brother?
Man, I was the same kind of response as you, just 100% shocked. And at first, your first gut reaction is this real? Is this legitimate? And, doing some investigating on my own and yes, it is. And super sad to hear it, and this kind of whole thing going on has really affected a lot of us. So it's crazy to think that AccuAir is no longer. I mean, they're, in my opinion, top of the market. So, and they've always been good to us, and we were one of their preferred dealers, and we moved a lot of their products. So I mean, unfortunately, that's of course going to change. So we just got to adjust with it and go through the processes of them shutting down. And luckily, a lot of people that order with us have all those orders. I don't think we have any open orders for AccuAir. Those have all been fulfilled. So, and we still do have product on the shelf. So it's still a great product. None of that takes away from that. Great group of guys. So it's just, just adjusting with what's going on in this world today.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where after, the dust clears, for you, the question becomes the product, whether or not people will want it. Will they want it at, an asterisk? And the asterisk really comes down to support.
Yeah, very, very true. And, and sure, I don't blame anybody for being a little questionable about that. But, if you do look at their track record, nothing's 100%, right? But if you look at their track record, I mean, they've made a quality product over the years. So, I don't foresee it being an issue, but obviously in anything purchased now will be, just be aware there's no real support if something does arise that is a problem. I've had AccuAir trouble-free on 2 vehicles, and it's worked great. But, it obviously every product out there needs support. So, that is something to consider. But, like I said, they've always been a great product, and, I still think we'll, sell the inventory we have, of course. And, we can offer some support too. So it's not like, we've been selling it through the years. So we've learned a thing or two, about AccuAir products over the years. So, just short of, hey, this thing completely needs to be reprogrammed or, the computer's fried. Sure, we can't do anything about that. But, any support or tech questions or anything like that, we're obviously still here to help with that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is there's so many guys, somebody's going to essentially capitalize, not from the negative monetary perspective, but there's some guys out there like yourself that are AccuAir specialists and then will become, a support team. Because even like with Yellowstone on AccuAir, really never had a problem. So there may be a problem with something out there. Obviously has been with other people, and there's always going to be potential for issues, but most of those issues have been worked through, and guys could get online, a forum, contact customer support over at your facility at Pro Performance. And, that's such a good thing because, like the email says, 18 years taking something that was a niche and making it so innovative and just so advanced.
Yeah, exactly. And, repair parts, I think, are still going to exist out there for a little bit. We carry repair parts on the shelf. So, for those guys that have them, like, what if I need we have some repair parts obviously left over. We're always ordering more, but obviously the flow in will stop. But we have some on the shelf. So, and we're not the only ones that have sold AccuAir through the year. So, I still think there's going to be some support out there, both like phone and tech support, and then also support to get repair products, for, somewhat of a time period moving forward.
And what I know, and I definitely do not want to speculate on certain things, but from what I know is AccuAir was no longer owned by just Reno and Dustin. And I believe that's going to be somewhat of a common knowledge. They had brought on some investors, and at this point, they are essentially, I guess, shareholders and or employees the same. So I just don't want people to think like, oh yeah, they just ran off with the company. No, that's not how it is. And I have 40-minute video that Grinder and I filmed when we were out there in September, and we have just been trying to put a few little pictures together and get it done, and now we have it. And I was just thinking, man, what are we going to do with this? Like, it's so cool. And I just, I want to show everybody what AccuAir was now, or is, and then now was. And it's one of those things where we were just out there. So I was going to send my son there this summer for an internship because it's right in his wheelhouse. It's such a cool place. It's an amazing place. And this whole tragedy, this whole pandemic, and the things that we see are affecting everybody, and the state getting shut down. And then, you think about the customer from the perspective of like guys like you, your shop. Now you have to go back and try to kind of lick your wounds from this because you're also affected by the pandemic. You're affected by Corona-19. And I don't know, if you've seen a dip in your sales in certain things, but something like this happens and there's a rippling, trickle down effect. So there's a lot going on and a lot to juggle. And obviously they didn't do it on purpose, and they would want to try to, support you however they could.
Oh yeah. And I agree with you 100%. I think it was something that was totally unforeseen. In other words, just like they said in the letter, like this is nothing we knew ahead of time, and this just became after the fact of closing. So, yeah, I agree. I don't think it's anything that, oh yeah, this is coming for 6 months and we just decided to keep on selling. Like, yeah, I don't think it's anything like that whatsoever. So, yeah, it's just very unfortunate news, and it'll. I guess it's safe to say I think it'll change the way, still change the way air suspensions without having them out there, because they were leading the way, in my opinion, of innovative products. Just like I said, it's true. They were doing different things and really paving the way. So I don't know. It's kind of just interesting to see what'll happen now moving forward in air suspension.
Yeah, time will tell. And I almost wonder too, from the perspective of Reno and his team, if you're so invested and that's what do you come back? Do you come back in a different format? And time will tell. So we'll have to see. I was kind of wondering what you had on the shelves, because I told my son, I was like, man, I kind of want to buy the new EConnect system. Like, because I think that it's such a simple system. It's such a, I love the way that they did the ECU on the EConnect. I mean, it's such a rad little system. You buy the ride height sensors, and then if you can get the touchpad. Now, one of the big questions will be if there's a support for an app, which I assume there's no longer going to be a support for an app. So those controllers are probably going to go up in value.
Yeah, well, and maybe, and who knows, maybe, they'll decide, hey, let's at least finish the app to not, to at least make all of those E+ Connects Bluetooth capable like they intended them. I don't know all of what's involved in making an app, but I don't know, maybe they'll still say, hey, let's just finish out the app, do what we can on that if we were really close, because I think it was scheduled to release at the end of March. So, and again, this is just speculation, like you said, but it would be kind of cool if they say, hey, we'll at least do the app, let's finish that, and then, that's it. But I don't know what's all involved in that. So
I would imagine that it's not, because they got so many other things to deal with. But
probably
there you go. If you're out there and you've got a system, you're gonna have to make some adjustments. But I'm here along with Travis to tell you that if you've heard some rumors, it's true. I reached out to my guys at AccuAir, and it was very quick text. And it is actually true. It's not April Fool's. It's not April 2nd. It is April 2nd, but it's not April Fool's +1. It's a tragic thing for us in the truck community. And I just think of every time I've seen the ad in the magazine. When I go to SEMA, it's usually my top 3, to go to their booth, see what they've got going on, check in, and then the most amazing car corral. I always love the car corral. I love what they do out there. And it's crazy to think that, this is something that's going to change for us, because we've come accustomed to, AccuAir being kind of the leader in that. So it's, but with everything, somebody will step up and time will tell.
Yeah. And the kind of touch base on, what you said about the touchpad and components, it is just for end users out there that are maybe in that situation where they were going to get the touchpad and they didn't. The previous touchpad, as far as I know and been told, it'll work with E+ Connect. Obviously, you won't get the indicator light for the compressor being on, but it will work.
Yes, I've been told the same thing. So if you have the old school, like with this, what I had in Yellowstone, it will work with that new system, with the EConnect system. So what does the touchpad run about? Is that like $299 or something like that?
$335 for the touchpad, the new or old. That doesn't matter.
Okay. How many do you have in stock?
I don't have any touchpads by themselves. The touchpads I have are paired with what they call now the classic E level. Mm-hmm. So I have full classic E levels in stock. I just won't separate the touchpad because then it leaves my E level with no touchpad. So, no, totally. But if an end user can locate a touchpad, because they used to sell it separately because they had the gray and the bronze and the chrome and the black. If you can find those separately, which we used to stock them that way, but don't anymore because of the recent changes, they can purchase that and put it with their E+ Connect. Yeah. So just a heads up, I don't have any, but I do have the classic E levels in stock with the black touchpads. I got some VT tanks, CVT tanks, even have an endo compressor upgrade.
But those,
so I love them.
Yeah, so the only difference is with the old touchpad, you won't have the compressor indicator, and the new touchpad does indicate that, but you won't have that if you use an old school one with the EConnect.
Correct. You won't get that indicator light on the touchpad.
Okay. Well, good luck. Thanks for everything. And I'm going to let you go. You probably have tons of phone calls. I literally got like 6 texts at one time within randomly 3 to 5 minutes. So I just wanted to get this out to the C10 Nation. Travis, thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem. And wish those guys the best.
Okay. Later, brother.
Okay. Later.
All right, guys. I'm still here. In my mind, it's sad day. So I just wanted to get this out to you guys, squash any rumors or any, things that kind of going out there, because, AccuAir was a big supporter of mine, and these guys were my friends. I mean, you break bread, you drink with these guys. They were rad dudes. And, I always felt that way about them, and, our thoughts and prayers are with them all. So thank you so much for everything. Reno, Dustin, Lefty, Nate, Sean, Ernie, and the whole crew. You take away the monetary company perspective and you go to the human perspective, and it's just kind of a weird time for us in America, in the world. You know what I mean? So I just wish them the best, and I hope you do as well. Whether you are a big, staunch AccuAir guy, some people are in different camps. But at this time, there's the human perspective of a company that is lost, families that are out of a job, which we're seeing across the country. People are going to struggle, and we just hope for the best. We hope that people are healthy, and in this situation, it sucks. It's a shitty deal. So, all right, guys, I will be back. Obviously, I just dropped the RC Traxxas one, and then before that was Nelly and Liam. Hopefully you're enjoying 171 and 172. I hope you're staying safe out there. Keep up the fight. Tune in tomorrow on Instagram, 6 o'clock AZ, which is, I guess, Mountain Time at this currently, and I'm going to be sitting down with Jason Bowman. I don't know about our 6-foot rule because that's going to be tough to do. But Jason Bowman, Big Ten Bowman, and the Builder Series will be tomorrow. The first one, 6 o'clock, C10 Talk, Instagram. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Take care.